Hello Trailblazers, welcome back to the Code Engine .in YouTube video channel, and in this video we are going to see how to integrate Salesforce and Google API. Yeah, so basically in this video, this is our agenda, and we are going to see how to integrate a Google API within the Salesforce to get address list autocomplete. So basically the requirement is expose any component and create a new component by adding certain set of fields over there, and um, whenever the user enters tries to enter any address, so basically we are calling the Google API and we are getting the recommendations and showing it on the screen on the model window. And whenever the user selects the any address, right, so we are going to stamp city, state, and street, and other set of fields on the UI. So and even we are like storing it into the DB. So yeah, let's get jump on to the code now. So I have already created one component, and I have already created the Apex class which integrates between the Salesforce and to the Google API. We will go through each and every details, and the code related to this I will share it in my blog, and I will you can find the URL in this description of this video. Yeah. Well, to start with, you're seeing my developer edition. This is my developer edition, and I have created a small demo application for this demo. So you see this address detail. This is basically the custom object and the custom layouts I have created. So, and in addition to that, I have created a lightning component where I'm exposing all address related fields. Let's add that lightning component on the UI here. So we have a setup option here, and we have edit page. Click on the edit page. So go to the app builder. Yes, so this is lightning app builder. Basically you can drag and drop and do some customization for the components here. You have two list of components. One is standard, where which is given by the Salesforce by default, it will be it, and you don't have control on I mean, up to some extent you cannot control the code of the components there. And custom components, yeah, these are the custom components that a developer can create, and you have full control on these things. So yes, this is my address search component. I will just drag and drop it here, so maybe at the top. Okay, well, so click on the save, and if you want to control the visibility you can do some settings over here, but it's not required for now. And going back to, yeah, here you go. So we have the tab I just added in the lightning component, and you have the search address input field, street, city, state, and zip code, country. So this is already having the city, so let's delete it and just save it. So we'll just see the functionality, and I will take you through the code after this. And click off this is a single lightning component. I mean, whatever the base we were saying, right? So this is completely a single lightning component. If you see the architecture size, so we don't have multiple components here. We have single component. For the model, for the pop-up, I just given the model window, and click off this. So we are just displaying the model window on the top with a single input field here. So if you want to see that, if you want to search some address over here, you can, yeah, you can select anything and you can click on that. So once you click on that, whatever the address details so we get from the interface, it will be stamped here. So there are two API calls over here. So one is basically, I will just refresh it. Yeah, so we don't have anything now. So one is the recommendations API. Basically, whenever you search for each and every letter for each and every character, it will call it will call the Google autocomplete API to get the recommendations. It will get the recommendations, and we are displaying it on the model window. So you can select any of the recommendations given suggested by the Google API, right? So once you select it, again we are making the second call to get the complete set of address based on the address ID. For each and every address, you have the address ID. So place ID. So once you select this one, I'm fetching that place ID and just invoking the REST API of the Google and get the response and show the complete details, state, city, other details over there. So in this case, I will select the third address. Yeah, so we got street, we got city, state, country, and the zip code. Once you got all the details, we have the save button functionality. On click of that save, we are storing it into the DB, and we are showing the success message to the user just to let the user that the records are inserted. Once you refresh the screen, you can see the details here. Yeah, you can see all the details here. So initially we'll go to that. I have already opened the developer edition. Okay, session is expired. Okay, let us open it again. Yeah, this is my Apex class. Before that, I want to show you the component. So first, let us discuss about all these fields. So base component fields. These are the fields. So this is basically the title, address information, title, window, and all these are all the fields, input fields. You can see the lightning input, HQ address, lightning input, text area, city, state, zip code, and country with the save button. This one, the save button, and model window, model box. This is the model box window. This is the code for the model box window with header as like address search, and click off this. Yeah, address search, and yeah. So on searcher, this is a key press controller. Whenever on key up, I mean whenever you type something letter like character here, then it will call this controller within the controller method. This is client side controller method. We'll discuss about in a short. Okay, so this is address list of address display. So this complete code, anyway, I will share complete code as I said in my blog post. You can get the URL in the video description. You can click on the description and you can get this yeah, URL of my blog. Okay, so this is the footer and yeah, button in the this is the cancel button here. So that is the code related to that. Well, so on click of this, the model window should appear, right? The code is, we'll try to get the code. Yeah, on click. So basically the HQ address on click, we have the method for the to open the model, and yeah, we already discussed on the component stuff. So by going back to the address search controller.js, this is the controller file. So just to for the code reusability, I made use of helper function. I am calling different function to the help within the helper. Yeah, helper bundle here, and from the helper bundle, I am calling to the address search controller Apex class. So this is Apex class. So just to discuss on one scenario, so consider that I clicked on Bangalore. Okay, so when I clicked on the Bangalore, right, when I typed on the Bangalore, basically the control comes here. Control comes to key press controller, and we are passing that get address recommendations helper. In the helper we have get address recommendations method. Yeah. So now we are getting the key, whatever the user searched, right? We getting as a key, and we are getting the action component dot. This is the method in the controller. We have mentioned the controller name here, and component dot get of c dot. It will basically get the method name within that controller. So we are getting taking that context, and we are passing the input search text should be. Yeah, this is the search text. Remember that whatever the method, whatever the parameter you mentioned in the client side JS file should be similar to the Apex class. And you shouldn't forget Aura enabled parameter for this. So, or else it will not detect. Basically, Aura enabled is the attribute should be given to the methods which you are calling from the Lightning components. So if you're not giving, then it will not detect from the Lightning component. So this is set callback. So once you get the set callback is basically once you get the response from the server, so you have to make these changes. I mean here we are getting the JSON. Okay, before that, yeah. So we are getting the search text, and here we are framing the URL, and we are invoking that. So once I get that, I'm like returning the JSON body, JSON response completely to the client side, client side controller. Here JSON dot parse of, we are just parsing the whatever the the response we got from the server side. We are stamping, we are parsing it, and we are making it a response, and here we are getting the predictions. If you see, if you whenever you write this code, try to debug this code. I mean if you want to see the attributes which you are getting. So basically I'm pulling main text, secondary text, and the place ID. Main text is the one which was seeing the highlighted, I mean, which is in the bold. Uh, so another one is like the second line. Second line is the secondary text. Place ID, if you want to see the place ID, you can see it over here. So we are stamping, this is the place ID. So So whenever you get the response, basically whenever you click on this one, we need to get more details. So that is the reason I'm stamping data value as the place ID. So once you click on this, it will, so we are calling, the next method is we are calling the select option, and here we are getting the address details by the place ID. We are passing the place ID basically here, and we are getting the complete setup. Again the same thing, JSON body, we are getting whatever we are directly sending it to the client side, and in the at the client side we are having the parsing logic. If you see here, we have, yeah. So this is the one which when you get the response from that, and we are, I'm getting basically whatever the details I need. Locality one, street number, route, and postal code, and different, the different kind of set of fields I'm getting. I'm just stamping on the UI. So these details you can go through the code when I share it, and within my post. So this is the thing. So whenever you save that, we have another function to the save address. So again in the helper we have another thing. So save address here, I'm sending all the details, and we are showing the toast message on the UI. Once the records are successfully stored in the object, so the message will be shown on the UI. Consider in this case there is no street, I will enter something and I will click on the, so the details will be stored in this. Once you refresh it, yeah, so it's reflecting. Okay, so as I said, I will share all the code in the below mentioned URL in the description. Thanks for watching this video, and yes, please subscribe to our channel.